This poem, some of you know this poem because you know this book. How many here know this book? That's great. Thank you. Come in. It's called Colors, Turnovers, 1933. I was born in 31. And this is one of the first memories. It's not the first memory. There's a scene in the opening of Henry Adams, The Education of Henry Adams, where he talks about his first memory being the yellow sunlight coming through the curtains. I don't know if you know, anybody know The Education of Henry Adams? At any rate, I was something. I wasn't 5. I know that because I was out in the backyard. I was under the clothesline, and my mother had tied me to the clothesline. There was this little loop that went from the clothesline to my waist, and so I had to run the whole clothesline in the backyard, when I couldn't go any further. And I remember it must have been a beautiful spring day. It must have been the first spring day when it was really warm. It wasn't lousy warm like it's been lately. And I had on this yellow and blue sweater, and I didn't want it on. I mean, I was too hot, but she wouldn't take it off because you know how mothers, all you mothers out there, you don't want your whatever. You take care of yourself. So it's called Colors, Turnovers, 1933. But when we were kids, and I'm talking about anybody over 100, like when we were kids in the 30s, I mean, everybody came to all business people came to the house. The insurance man then came to the house and got us 30 cents a month from my mother. Honest to God, Prudential. I can see that rock on the front of that thing that he carried. The turnover lady, which she was Cushman's bakery, I think. I'm not sure. Charlie Selleck, who pumped out cesspools, and the ash man, and I could name at least 5 more people that came to the house. That's, they did that. The mailman came twice a day. He walked. All right. If you got sick, the doctor came to the house. Every time. And so it was a different economy. It was a different life. It was a different America. Population of the United States was 144 million. You know what it is today? Most of you know. It's 300 million. Okay, it's doubled. There are more than twice as many people in my neighborhood. I mean, I used to have, I can count 7 or 8 fields in my neighborhood that we had access to play football on. All right? And there were woods on the 2nd Street over from my house that went for several miles. And there was no Little League. There was no anything. We had a high school football team, we had a girls basketball team, but the girls, half the team had to stop at half court. They couldn't go the whole length of the court. And we thought differently about everything. If it hadn't been for Roosevelt and Kennedy, all right, we wouldn't have what we have now. We're going to lose a lot of it. So this is a Monday morning. I know it's Monday morning because it's the day that my mother washed every day. Every Monday, my mother washed. All right, down south, and then had to carry the buckets of water from one of the old washing machine up and throw them along the hedges and stuff. Everybody has these memories, all right, who are in my age group. Late Monday morning, I cruise the yard, tied to the clothesline, my heartstring nagging. Me, I'm 2 on a hot May day, a little pronoun, waiting for the turnover lady. My first memory, yard time, in my green wool sweater. Why won't she lift it off? My mother hums behind the screen door. Over there, her blue irises bathe in the sun. The yellow clapboards weave behind them in the dazzle. I traipse between the lilies of the valley and the lilac tree. She's inside whistling before the stove. My mother used to sing in the house. I can hear my mother singing hymns in the house. And once in a while she would whistle, you know. Whistling before the stove, cooking our goose. She calls, "The turnover lady's coming today." And at high noon, the black auto stops. A lady carries a flat square box in her arms, and she's walking up the driveway. Everything disappears under the noonday sun. Remember, he said, you focus on one thing, and then they're gone. I mean, then there's no more. But you remember that one image, you know. And so when you're writing poems, those of you in a creative writing class, this is how you do it. You wait. You don't think up anything. Nothing. You wait. And something occurs to you. And you write it down. If you're lucky, something else occurs to you. And you try to keep it going for as long as you can. But you didn't do that. It was a gift. And if you don't honor that gift, it's not going to come again. You have to wait. And it will be given to you. You should read Rilke. It will be given to you, is what Rilke says. Great German poet, Rainer Maria Rilke. It will be given to you.